Hey everyone, it's your girl Shamay Speaks coming out to you today for Soul Searching Sunday. You know, there's been some situations that I've been in, and I've had a lot of personal growth, more than ever in my life, honestly, in the past year. But if you read my book, you will understand what I'm about to say. I've come to the conclusion in the last couple of days that bitterness is equivalent to bondage. That means that if you're harboring bitterness, you're bonded. Your emotions, you're bonded to negative emotions. You're straight bonded to negativity. Whether it's failed relationships, it's co-parenting, having to deal with co-parenting after a failed relationship, having to deal with failed relationships with family members, whatever the case may be, you have to understand that bitterness creates bondage. When you are bitter, you are bonding yourself to negative feelings. You are bonding yourself to negative thoughts. You are bonding yourself and stopping yourself from personal growth. You know, I heard T.D. Jakes say, you cannot fix what you won't confront. But you just might happen to hanging out with a bunch of bitter people. So y'all might be just being bitter together, and you can't even acknowledge that you're bonded from the bitterness because your friends might be too. You got to think about that. But remember this, I'm a firm believer that no personal growth can occur from bitterness, because when you're bonded, there is no growth. Remember what bondage means. You're stuck. You're stuck in a place. So you have to peel that bondage off, but you have to be willing to confront that. If you don't confront that, how are you going to grow? So I've been through experience with my daughter's father. Now, did I have every right to be bitter? Shoot, yeah, I did. But, and you read the book, you'll see. But I got tired of being tired. I had to let that bitterness go. I had to pull that bondage off. And at that point, when I was able to do that mentally and spiritually, that's when my personal growth occurred. It wasn't until I let that go that it occurred. And I had someone tell me yesterday, it's really awesome that you and your daughter's father can get along how you are now. I said, man, if you would have asked me, if you would have said that to me a year ago, it would have been a total opposite. But you know why this thing changed? Is because I got tired of being bonded. I don't want to be bonded no more. This bitterness was taking over my life. These negative thoughts were taking over my life. I had to have a mindset shift from negative to positive. So ask yourself, especially for the women with these failed relationships, how it can create bad feelings for us. Are you bonded? Is your bitterness creating bondage? Do you want to pull that bondage off? Well, you got to be happy and you have to move forward. And you're going to do some things that you don't like to do. But that's part of life. But bitterness is never going to help you out in your life. Negativity is never going to help you out in your life. You will not grow if you do not take that bondage off of you. So I ask you today, are you ready to take that bondage off of your heart? Are you ready to move on? Especially if it's a co-parenting situation for me. Mine has done a whole total turnaround because of me and the eternal things that I had to change about myself. I took that bondage off. I said no more. But I had to be accountable for my choices too, and realize that somebody wasn't perfect and I had to try to be better than I was yesterday. I always say the best thing to do is to be better than you were yesterday. But I ask you this, is your bitterness creating bondage? If it is, it's time to let that go, or you will not obtain personal growth until you let it go. So I tell you today, and I'll leave you with this, be better than you were yesterday. Pull off those bandages and have that personal growth, and watch how your life changes. It's your girl Shamay Speaks. Visit my website, www.shamayspeaks.com. Pre-sell my book, Deep Within I Knew He Wasn't For Me, and Igniting the Vision. Thank you.